Friends of old and friends of new, I am happy to welcome you to the Mother House and happy to be a part of this festive eve, the eve of the sun, the day of the sun, and the rising of the sun in the human consciousness. You have come to commemorate the ascended hosts of light and our flame. We come to commemorate the spirit sparks who dance and sing and are joyous in our flame. As it is said, many waters have flowed by in the stream of life since my ascension and the severing of the physical tie to the planet Earth. Be assured that the spiritual tie to each one of you is stronger than ever. As I survey the scene of the world, the struggles of the world, the light of the overcomers and the hearts of the good, of those of goodwill, who are seeking still to find the way back home and to find the way of the Christ on earth. I perceive the inroads that have been made by keepers of the flame, as wedges of light in pockets of darkness. As dark souls attempt to drive wedges of darkness into souls of light, so I perceive a reversing of the trend, and I also see how many souls are yet to be drawn into the teaching of the law and the sacred trust of devotion to the flame of the Divine Mother which you have espoused. I see what can be accomplished through fervor, devotion, selflessness. I see also that these same qualities, contaminated, perverted, are present in those who toil ceaselessly for darkness and dark deeds. And therefore, the devotion, the love, and the service of keepers of the flame must be tenfold that of the sons of Belial. My strength is as the strength of 10, because my heart is pure. Purity of heart is the open door to the great flow of life and the mighty river that flows, marking the cycles of man's perfectionment. I am the guard of purity's flame, in mother, in children, in sons and daughters of God, the world around. Seated with El Moria, Saint Germain and Jesus, Mother Mary, and others, at the Darjeeling Council table, I have seen how hierarchy, lays plans for the future based on present effort, present attainment. May I explain? You see, precious hearts, human nature being what it is, unpredictable. It cannot be a guarantee for service, for justice, for truth. The ascended masters, beholding the causal bodies of their chelas, must define within a certain range how much of that causal body will be released in a given lifetime, given man's free will, given the release of karma deemed necessary by the lords of karma. It is not always possible to determine with accuracy what the individual will do to precipitate the great causal body of good that is his divine inheritance upon earth in a given incarnation. Therefore, we must look to other signs, the motivation of the heart, and a yearly analysis of each soul upon the planetary body. For as in the charting of the course and the guiding of a ship, the captain must be aware of tides, of undercurrents, and of all phases of navigation, so we must also observe that if the rudder of the ship is turned within the life of the individual, it can significantly alter the course of the entire embodiment. Intrusions of the energy veil, such as has been brought about in many souls of light through the drug culture, through false teachings of the false hierarchs, through the way that seemeth right unto a man, and the end thereof are the ways of death. In one 12-month cycle, a life stream, by subtle and overt influences, may be turned in an entirely different direction. Therefore, in calculating the release of light from light bearers, we take a day-to-day tally. We do not wait till the year's end, but we observe how the individual applies himself to light, to invocation, to dispelling darkness, to evoking justice. And we make an assumption that what is accomplished one day will be continued for a certain period of time. And from that we calculate the potential release of light, the maximum and the minimum that could come forth from the individual, given his intent, his manifest action, and the desire of the heart. And so you see, in the balance of love, wisdom, and power upon the planetary body, the computers that function under the keeper of the scrolls and the angels of record can release to an ascended master or to our councils at any moment what the projections might be for the release of light during the coming 6 months, the coming 12 months, the coming 5 or 10 years. Each day adjustments must be made in the calculations according to the rise and fall of the determination, the ability of the individual to cope with his individual karma and with world karma. I have brought this matter to your attention this evening because I desire that you should know how important your vote is in heaven. Your daily vote for the light, your vote of confidence in the I Am presence and the Christed being of all mankind. You know how close many elections have been at the national and state levels of government. I desire you to know that in the final calculations of the manifestations of the sons of light and the sons of darkness upon the planetary home, there is often a very close margin. We do not wish to see the fate of a planet held in the balance of such a slim margin of error or of truth. We desire to claim victory, to espouse the cause, to defend the faith, and to secure the bastions of liberty in the children of light, to see them arrayed in divine wisdom, in clarity of perception, that they shall make their calling and election sure. As the rising tide of numberless numbers gather to exalt the flame, there will be such a majority of oneness in God upon earth that we will be able to dispense with our computers, our calculations, whereby sometimes we do not know from day to day what dispensations of light which we have given will be trampled upon, will be misused in discord, will be lost for want of an honest heart, a fervent heart. For want of the shoe, the horse was lost. For want of the horse, the rider was lost. For want of the rider, the battle was lost. You have heard me give that example in my lectures. It is designed to show you how important your attention to detail is and must be. This is the training of the secret rays that I sought to impart to you every day of my life. My intense desire to see you win in eternity has increased daily, for I behold that the opportunity for salvation in this cycle, in this 10,000-year cycle which is drawing to a close, may not come again if you turn your back upon it for another 10,000 years. I know that your souls do not desire to become involved in mire for another 10,000 years. This then is the optimum moment when energy spirals released from the great central sun go forth as mighty coils, as when on New Year's Eve mankind release their energy in their toils. Thus as confetti descending from the skyscrapers of life do the elements of God's fire inundate the earth to give that spark of hope and worth to all mankind, to beckon each one into the center of that great, great sun. I am a living witness of immortal spheres. I am a living witness of mortal spheres. I am here, my feet on earth, my hands in heaven, for we are one. And therefore I consider that of many of the ascended hosts to whom you give your devotion, I occupy a unique position, and I have a unique opportunity to translate for you the wonders of purity and victory, the wonders of life at inner planes, the wonders of service. And as I walk among you, infusing you with energy, ideas, hope, faith, understanding. I have the great rejoicing in my heart to know that as Jesus the Christ taught me to multiply the loaves and fishes of my consciousness as elements of the Christ, so I can, by God's grace, multiply my presence 1,000 times, 10,000 times, and I can be everywhere in the consciousness of God, anywhere on earth, walking and talking with each one of you. This was my great desire for many years. The price for freedom, the price to have opportunity, to help others gain victory, is separation for a time, and yet there is not separation, as my beloved has told you, and as you have experienced. Life is indeed one, and there is no death. Behold, I am alive forevermore, right within you, right within your heart. I am beating there in rhythm with the spheres of your own causal bodies of light, opening the corridors of memory, that the cycles of the years that you have tarried in God's heart might descend within you to impart a longing to be true and a longing to be through with this mortal way, with this way of infamy that has had its day. Oh, I say, precious hearts of light, let not the lethargy of the world, with its magnetism of every kind, slow you down and bind you as mankind are bound. Lift your hearts, lift your heads, to hear the immortal sound, ringing across the years, ringing down the corridors of ideations, God's idea actions in motion in the mental body. I release my Christ light into the mental belt, into your mental bodies, for I desire to see you come up higher into the consciousness of the Christ. Be quickened by the quicksilver of Mercury, our home star, focus of Moria, God Vulcan and God Mercury, from whence descends teeming light of suns within and suns without. Thus be flooded now in feelings and in soul patterns rare, with fragrance of immortal identity, with floral offering of each ascended master to whom you call. I am blue fire encircling you one and all. I am the name, the flame of each sacred one, each identity, basking beneath the sun of righteousness and truth, of armor. It is the proof that sons of light, daughters of light, can move across the margin of the earth, proving in one another, proving in all the sacredness of law. The spirit of the law, the letter of the law, go hand in hand as twin flames of Alpha to Omega. Thus, in your right hand, the opportunity to give, in your left hand, the opportunity to receive, and in your heart, the balance of the twain. I am Lanello come again. I am in your midst, and you can see me now in robe of white as I walk upon the hillsides of the world, holding the hand of Jesus, of Saint Germain and Mother Mary, holding the hands of my own, my precious ones, 5 flames on earth, holding the leaven of cosmos' secret rays to bring in the selfless self of the new day. This is the Aquarian age. This is the opportunity of Portia to hold high the scales of justice. O justice, how beauteous thou art, a flame of balance wherein man may weigh the potential of the Christ light against the darkness of the world, and he may see how the balance of the light does overcome all darkness to dissolve it. And in perfect balance the scales of justice prove how man and woman, working hand in hand, as above so below, can master the emotions and the mind. For unless these two are intertwined, there cannot be the balanced action that translates from the etheric plane through mental belt, through feeling belt, to physical energies, the patterns of the Most High God. I am living 'neath his rod, obedient, humble before his will. Won't you join me, for it is indeed a thrill to be free, to be ascended, to be one. But I do not suggest that in this hour you come, for there is yet great striving, great opportunity of working, knowing, serving, being, all wholeness here on earth. Love the earth, not as a place that is evil or wicked, but see the good in all mankind magnify the Lord, for he is greater than all outer consciousness, all threats and fancies of the outer mind. Our God is a consuming fire, blazing ever higher within the hearts of all mankind. I come then to quicken heart flames, as above, so below. Now I am one in Christ, now my authority I extend. With cords of love I bind you to my heart. You may break them if you will. They are but in you to instill energy sacred, a love for that. Energy pure, a devotion to that. Energy of truth, energy that is the proof that you are daily becoming, daily winning the victory over sin, disease, and death. There is hope in my heart this night, that as you have demonstrated in 5 conferences since my ascension, a willingness to give your all, to lay down your very lives, if necessary, for the victory of the light. There is hope in my heart that despite the rumblings and the grumblings of planes and armored tanks, and hatred and darkness, in spite of all that the summoning of the light bearers, the whirling of the electrons of God who elect to do his will, can bring the earth into an upward swing, an upward spiral of abundance and the abundant life. Our hope is that you maintain the victory that you have won, that you maintain the lines and force fields 'neath the sun for precious hearts. As you watch the day-by-day encounters of the Arabs and the Jews, recognize that that which has been won yesterday can be lost today by complacency in the fray. You must understand that in time and space, which is the crucible of change, nothing is permanent unless you make it so by application each 24 hours. This is not the time to rest upon your laurels. And as a matter of fact, we have not yet bestowed those laurels. If you are striving for the crown of victory at the end of this marathon race, then I say, let light displace all darkness day by day in each 24-hour cycle. Renew the flame, renew the will, renew the invocations, and be filled with Holy Spirit sparkling there, right within you, where I am. I shall be watching as keepers of the flame and friends of light make their vote count each day for Saint Germain, for Moria, for vision, and for the exposure of truth. As we are working, K17 and I, to expose to you the truth of your God identity, the truth of the law, and through you to expose that truth to all. Remember that we require daily calls, a daily mention of our names to continue to send our legions to your side, to amplify every wish, every God desire on behalf of mankind. We are so close to Earth's evolutions that you need but breathe our name and a call in moment of stress, and we shall be there. Oh, you have noticed, you have seen how quickly Lanello responds. For you see, I too have enlightened self-interest. And as you are being awakened and quickened, I too am serving to balance 100% of my karma. And therefore, effects set in motion by causes not enlightened will be unraveled as the skeins of life are unraveled. And in the harvest, when the wheat is gathered and the tares are separated into bundles and burned, then we shall see how life and light have churned for the separation of the dross and the gold. And we will see what you have learned as together we move forward, balancing as above so below, each erg of energy cast not in harmony. But for all that, we are happy in the flight. We rejoice, we make merry, and we dance across the skies, for we know with Moria, that great bard, that from the beginning we were winning. And thus you know by now that I still make an attempt to rhyme a holy vow, to etch in consciousness of maiden fair, of madams rare, monsieur, and all the kings and princes of the realm. For in each heart I desire to impart the sacred fire, the light that ever glows as fragrance of the shining rose. And as I take my pen in hand this night, it is to write not a poem of the soul, but a report to Darjeeling Council chambers, where the Darjeeling Council now assembled awaits my return, for I have absorbed into my consciousness, into my presence, the records of your 4 lower bodies, of each one gathered here, and I go to give fair and honest report to these masters who are assembled, who desire to know emphatically in actuality what you are prepared to give unto the light. Before I take my leave of you, therefore, it is only right that I make known to you that all that is there recorded in those spheres of becoming will be translated by angels of record as report. Therefore, I give you an opportunity, a moment of silence to meditate upon your Christ pattern, that the highest record and the highest report may be given. And if you desire to pledge yourselves, heart, head, and hand, to the renewing of forces, of angel courses, and of the lightning of the Elohim, then you may be privileged to stand in honor of Saint Germain, and to pronounce within the heart your sacred call, your sacred vow, that you would have our angels bring, as they do bow before that august body now assembled in Darjeeling. I thank you, and I am gratified, for you see, I staked my very life and attainment before the Darjeeling Council, that I would bring a sacred offering, a sacred ring from souls, though bound in some measure to mortality and to flesh, who I knew I could count on to offer service, to pledge the light. For you are my friends, old and new. You now have a friend at court, who will defend you unto your own ascension day, as long as you keep the will of God, as long as you keep your devotion in humility and in grace. Know then that when you stand before the lords of karma, I shall remember this night and those who have pledged their service and their light. And I shall plead your cause before the lords of karma, hoping that in some way by mercy's flame, some errors of the past that you may have overlooked might receive an action of forgiveness, that you might move forward on ascension's currents. And before that final hour of the judging of the soul, there will be other times when you will stand before the karmic board to ask for energy, for renewed opportunity, and I shall be there, waiting to defend your honor, your love, your light, your selflessness. Now I say to you each one, would you not rather have me ascended, defending you before our God, where I can do an infinity of blessings on behalf of mankind? Counting all the cost, counting some personal loss, I must say that the way that God has outlined for us to serve by his chosen will is still the best, the highest, and by it we all are blessed, and planet Earth rolls onward in the orbit of time and space. And one of these years, one of these centuries, the earth will break that orbit and ascend into the sun, wholly ascended in the light and free, all of her evolutions having fulfilled their cosmic destiny. And when the record of life is read from the book of life at the court of the sacred fire, it shall be said that the saints, that the body of God upon earth, that the community of the Holy Spirit and the members of the Church of Jesus and Gautama play their roles in the drama of life. And upon the stage that the earth is, they came through with victory, with a great tumult of rejoicing. Greater love hath no man than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends, and I lay my life down daily for you. I am with you unto the hour of your ascension and beyond. I am your Lanello every hour of the night and the day. I thank you, and I bid you a good evening.
What blazing light on yonder heights, what glory our eyes beholding, what heavenly bliss enthralling sight within our hearts now enfolding. Behold, the Son of heaven stands, now holding wide the portal. Behold, the everlasting light streams forth to raise each mortal. Hallelujah, he is risen. Sing, ye angels of heaven's song. Hallelujah, he is risen, God's victory won.